Hey everybody, what's going on? My name is Alan, and thank you for tuning in to another week of the Gibson Garage Speed Shop YouTube channel. And if you've been following along, you'll know I had a little problem last time. The battery died, so I've got to replace that. First things first this week, I've got to just get the battery replaced. And I've only got a couple hours to do it because I got to take off to Chico. Normally I wouldn't bring you guys along for that, but it's an opportunity to show you a little bit of metal work that I did do anyways, the bracket that I made. I decided I needed to go yellow top because of the electro digital stuff in there is a little too much for the red top, and I let the red top drain on accident a few times, more than a few times, with leaving that water pump on accident. So, and it's like cold now, these cold nights, and you know, overworked batteries, half charged batteries, they're a killer. Every time it'll kill a battery, it'll be its last winter, definitely. Most batteries these days don't last more than 2 years anyways, 2 winters anyway. So this is the bracket I made for the red top, which is about 9 1/8 inches wide for this 75/25. It's a dual terminal, so it's like a 75. That is like a 78 class, little bit bigger, and that is about 9 1/2, or no, a little over 9 5/8 at the bottom, and like almost 10 inches wide at the top. But we don't have to worry about the top. We just need to make this a little bit wider. And I do want to make a whole new one, and if I had the aluminum in the backyard, I would just make a whole new one real quick, but it's kind of a blessing because I don't think I'd have time. I probably wouldn't have time to finish it before 1:30 or 1 o'clock really. So I think what I'm going to do is just a quick and dirty little trick. I'm going to replace this with another bracket that is a 1/2 inch wider, just a little bit longer, you know, legs coming this way. This I'll probably have to elongate this hole to move over like I don't know, I guess a 1/4 inch. And I might elongate these holes too, just to scoot this whole thing over like 1/8 of an inch, just to clear this, because the other battery would always, the hinge would run into the battery. But on the bright side, see how these are all the way to the side? These terminals are all the way over here. I had to cut the edge of this off just so it wouldn't hit this, because this is the edge of the battery right here. And if I didn't cut that, the hinge would have ran into it. So on the bright side, what are you getting all antsy in your pantsy for? What? He come running out here like he was after something, like he wanted to get something. But anyway, I can replace this now with one that's not cut, so it doesn't look all ugly. And then of course, if I need to, I can use this. So I'm just gonna drill these rivets out real quick while it's bolted in. Might have to go bigger. That's a nice sharp bit. I probably never used that bit. Got one. Nice. Ah, very nice. Oh. Jose. That's about a 1/2 inch, right? Oh yeah, a little more. That's okay with me. We'll just leave it. We'll leave them big. How far? Yeah, I don't know what those numbers mean. that's not too bad. Should give me an extra 1/2 inch out, I think. No, did I do that right? I just gotta take this off now and drill some new holes, but you can see that's about how much wider it's gonna stick out. This hole will be the same, this hole I'll have to drill out, but that's okay. There we go. Oh, I need that. I hate this rivet gun. I really hate it. It's working though. Holy cow. Oh, I hate it. Wow. All right, let's cross our fingers and hope this thing goes in, huh? Oh, here we go. Here we go. All right, very nice. Look at that. Oh man, that looks good. Let's pull this strap off. No, not yet. Well, I got that all hooked up. I need to make a bracket for those relays one day. I think I've already got an idea, but another day. For now, let's see if this thing starts up. Now that's what I like to see. 13.8.9, just chilling. Look at that. 13.8 volts just sitting in here. Let all that heat up. Oh, now it says 12.4. 12.3. Interesting. Whoa! It fired right up. I'm not messing around. Charging. Good. Okay, now we get to move on. Since the battery's done, it's held up overnight. The voltage is still at 13.7 when I come out on the thing. It's like, what? It's awesome. Haven't actually seen a battery hold that kind of voltage when it wasn't being charged, so that's great. Now we get to get rid of another box that just showed up out of the blue. I don't know. This box just showed up on my doorstep, so I guess we'll have to use it. Let's put it on the inside of the truck here. I've already made some marks. This is exactly center. I've got some marks inside the truck as well. That piece of tape there, which wouldn't you know it, is pretty much dead center with the mirror. And in this slot here actually is center, in my opinion. It looks center enough, so we're gonna go off that slot. 1-inch tape there, 1-inch tape there, just line it all up. We should be good. We're gonna get rid of this light real quick. Gotta pull these old clips for the mirrors out, and then we'll lay it up here, peel back everything, and start pressing it on. This is kind of hard. Oh shit. Where do you guys go? You don't want to see? This is probably much easier than it looks, but just not for me. Oh man. Painted myself in the corner. I can't get out now. I can't do. Help me. Help me. Oh Jesus. I can't. this is gonna be oh, I probably shouldn't have let that. It's super windy out there. Sorry. Oh, it's a lot quieter. Goodness. Ugh. This was such a bad idea. Yeah, that is really sticky. That's what I was afraid of doing. Don't want to do that. Huh? It's trash. It's been blown around all over the place. Oh, I got a double rainbow. Check out that shot. That's awesome. All right, we had a little bit of a sprinkle as the sun is going down here. Over there somewhere. But I've got this in. Just need to go around and trim it up. Didn't turn out too bad, except for like these corners. I'll have to do some like cutting and overlapping in the corners a little bit, but not a big deal. This 60 by 36 inches is perfect. I mean, just perfect. It's crazy. And this actually came out to be 61 inches wide this way. I didn't actually measure what the actual measurement is this way, probably over 36 inches. But yeah, I'll trim it up. Well, shit. Careful where you push this, guys, because yeah, it won't come off without a fight. I win, though. I win this fight, Petawan. It's just right here, a little bit right there. All right, it's another morning. I just got back from the store. I got some oil. I turned in the core for the truck after getting the yellow top. And when I pulled into the driveway, I noticed that I've got fresh oil spots. So I threw this cardboard under there real quick. And the output shaft seal is leaking. Looks like that output shaft seal has taken enough abuse and just can't handle it anymore. So we're gonna crawl under there and replace it when we do the filter. We'll have to pull the drive line out. Kind of pain in the butt. All right, guys, now it's time to show you how to change the transmission output shaft seal on one of these C1500 two-wheel drives. And if you got a four-wheel drive, it might be the same, it might not. It might be essentially the same, but you also might have different seal. So make sure you get a good look at your seal before you start any work, and make sure the one you need is available at your local auto parts store. But first things first, you got to get the car up in the air safely on jacks so we can get that drive line out. And so mine couldn't handle being in and out so many times, as many times as it was, so it's giving up the ghost. It's starting to leave quite a mess, and now I've got a couple spots I've got to clean up. Dang it. But not a big deal. We'll get some driveway cleaner, take care of it. First, you got to go to the back though and remove these 4 bolts, or really like one on each side and then half of the other bolt. Just gonna leave the clips hanging. And also make sure that the driveline goes in the same way it came out. Like, you don't flip it over 180 degrees, you don't rotate the rear end or the transmission when you go to put it back in. Got like oil splattered all over this thing. It's, this thing must have been slinging. These are going to be 7/16. At least they are in my case. And usually you're going to need a cheater bar of some sort, because they should be that tight. So that's, you know, it's only your drive line. Yeah. What I'm gonna do actually is I'll hop out from under here. I'm gonna go throw the car in neutral. Truck. It's a truck. I'm gonna go through the truck in neutral and rotate this drive line so these joints are actually this direction. Weight facing down, these are gonna be parallel, and it's as easy as that. Just find some way to keep track of it. Now you might have to get something in here sometimes to pry that joint out of there. Just make sure the caps don't come off in the process. And you're gonna want something underneath here. Oh, not too much. When you take the seal out though, more will pop out. And if you have a seal puller, that would be ideal. You might be able to get away with just doing something like this, if you're lucky. It doesn't look like my luck is there. I guess we'll let that out. There we go. Easy peasy. All right, so you can rent the seal puller and the seal driver set from your AutoZone or O'Reilly's or whatever. Or you can grab a socket if you have one. This is a 1 15/16, and it's as wide as the red piece. And if you don't have a socket that's at least that wide, you probably shouldn't use it. I put a little bit of black RTV on there. I use this socket and a hammer that won't damage my socket. take a gander every once in a while, so you know you're putting it in straight. And boom. And that's how you change a rear output shaft seal on a transmission 4L60E. Now I'm putting this back in. Don't be surprised if it takes you a couple tries to land these splines the first time. Because remember, you want the U-joint in the back to line up. And we got it, so just gotta get in there. Get in there. There we go. And then you swing it down or up or whatever. Slowly wiggle this back into place. Boom. There we go. We can put our bolts in. Stay right there. Tighten these guys back up with the double wrench again. You want these nice and tight. No, I don't know what the torque specs are, sorry. And since it's still in neutral, rotate this around to make it easy on you. You're just gonna have to go lock it into park so you can really put the beams on these guys. Ah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Beans given. Well, the weather turned on me, but we're gonna try to keep moving right along anyway. Now that the seal is taken care of and that's all put back together, we're gonna try to knock out something else that's been bugging me for as long as I've had this rack and pinion in, and that is the loss of my turning radius. The gearing in there isn't the same as it was in the gearbox that used to be in here, and so now lock to lock, I can barely turn around on the road here. I can't actually turn around even in the road. I still have to start on one driveway, across the road, up in the other driveway. It's stupid. What I think I'm gonna do is just move this pivot point back. I'm gonna make some bracketry that'll bolt into this original hole, but relocate the hole to right in front of the arm, right about here-ish, 2.5 inches approximately. I think we're also going to I'm gonna carve into this arm a little bit just to make this flat. Okay, I got one knuckle cut out basically the way I want it, so it shoots straight across there. Nice level surface, both top and bottom. Not quite done with the bottom yet. I still gotta clean that bit up and file it to get it nice and flat. Then I can make my 2.5 inch brackets that will let it stick out here, and I've got this. These are inserts from a rubber bushings, so I'll cut those down to length so they're about the same height as this thing. The two brackets, the top and bottom, that'll go over and connect to this one. Hold it right out here, and then I'll tap and drill like a 3/8 hole right here also, as well as putting a bolt here. I'll tap and drill that top and bottom. This will get pinched in between the bolt and everything here, and that should keep it right where I want it. So I got a little carried away. The grinder kind of bumped this. I was using this as a guide to guide my blade into the arm for the most part. And I did fine on this side, but this side I gouged it a little bit, but it's not gonna be a problem. I've got it filed down for the most part. So now what I was doing is I'll take the file, and wherever it starts marking, like that, where it starts hitting, And we got a long ways to go up there. I'll take the blade and just kind of nick away at that a little bit. And see where it starts to hit. I gotta take a little more away. And see, we're getting higher and higher, getting better and better. And that's exactly how I did the other side, just little by little. And you can see like a little low spot. So this part I won't even carve anymore. I'll just let the file do most of the work, but yeah, I got a big chunk to take out right there real quick, and then I can start letting the file do most of the work. And you see we still got a gap under here, so we got a ways to go still. Okay, let's try 2 clamps. Oopsie. Oh shit. I gotta keep the camera out of the range of this gun. What is going on here? Drilling by hand. There we go. Jiminy. Whoa, 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 whoa. I've got one pile of hole drilled out here, and I use it to make a mark on the other one, and we'll just go through and do the process. Now, it sucks that I gotta jump to such a big bit. This will get me a little closer. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. This thing eats, man. I gotta drill this before I get a copyright. Whoa. I did it!
God only knows what they were up to in there. And furthermore, Susan, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised.
Well, that's the setup. I just need to get some more hardware. I'll get some smaller grade A bolts for this. Shorter, I should say. Still be like 5/8 or 1/2 inch, whatever this is. And then I'll move this whole setup with the bolt and spacer and all this over here, because the tie rod will get bolted to the bottom side like that. And I was gonna roll a bolt all the way through the arm and both plates, but that taper, there's not enough meat here to come out the back end without coming out the front of this arm right there. So I don't know, maybe I just weld it right there. I think I'll weld it right there and there, and we'll call that good for one side. And I think I'm gonna do some more work off camera. I gotta get the other side all set up. Oh, grinding dust all over the place. What we can do real quick before I say goodbye to you guys is put in the bulbs that just finally came in the mail here for my dome light up in here. Let's see if I can remember how this stuff goes back together. I didn't even figure out how to get the tape off. Okay, just don't touch each other. All right, those don't look bad. I think I need a new, there we go. Yeah, I might need a new switch. Or maybe it's the connection of the lights. I'm not sure, but it works. That's gonna do it for this week, guys. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Thank you so much too. I've got 10,000 subscribers this week. So awesome. It's a milestone. I want a bike. I want a bike bad. An Indian, I think. Peace.